Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've talked about Miss Universe India and so much has happened in the competition since then. The contestants arrived at the Lohagarh Fort on the 9th of September. So we've seen their arrival looks, the sashing ceremony has happened, the swimwear shoot has happened, which they all look stunning by the way. We've got the official headshots, which again were something to look at and get mesmerized by. We've also seen the official introduction videos, which means that now we've heard every single contestant speak on camera. So we know their speaking skills and we also get to know a little bit of their story because the website still does not have the contestant bios. And now that we have all of this material and information in front of us, it would be a good time to evaluate and analyze. Note that in this video, I'm not just going to be sharing my favorites, but of course I am a pageant coach as well. And so I also will be sharing my one advice that I would share with all of the contestants in order to make their performances even better. Because if there was the slightest bit of hesitation that I felt while putting your name in my top 20, I'm going to address that. And so I hope that the contestants, if they're watching this, also get to take away what I would recommend from a coach perspective. And if you're just a contestant or an aspirant watching this video, then if you're following the pageant, you would also learn a lot from these key points that I'm going to mention. The first contestant I want to talk about, I will admit, is one of my personal favorites. And if I was not a coach and not biased towards my own students competing in the competition, she has been someone who caught my eye very early on. And since then, she's just been climbing up the ladder. I'm talking about Apurva Vashisht. And she is one contestant that I feel you could crown her tomorrow and I wouldn't mind. So let's talk about Anuba. First of all, her wardrobe. Some of the pieces that she wears, I want that. I want to steal her wardrobe. For instance, this blue denim look that she did with the pink hearts on the jeans, such a statement piece. Even her arrival look, she and Prakshi were the two contestants that I felt had planned their arrival look as per the venue and the resort. And so it felt appropriate for not just the pageant, but also this is how you would go to the resort. And I thought that was very intelligent for both of those contestants. She's also the most consistent girl in the competition. And when I talk about consistency, I'm talking about whether we look at her project Devi. I have talked about Anubha already when I shared my top 6, favorites for advocacy at Miss Universe India. And so she has been standing out. And then when it comes to her talent round, again, she brought in the concept of Devi. And so I like the consistency in her branding. And I've seen the comments already. We've seen that Anubha is the only contestant who uses Hindi as her language while speaking. And she's beautiful at speaking. Her Hindi is flawless. And I gotta admit, this is probably the first time that I am rooting for a Hindi speaking contestant to win the competition, because I feel that despite the fact, and I know that how translators are an added expense for pageant organizations, and that is why, from a business standpoint, you don't really prefer that. I don't know if she has spoken in English with the other contestants. Is it a personal choice to use Hindi, or is it lack of fluency in English? I'm not really sure about that. If someone knows, please do comment down below. But I feel like right now her usage of Hindi as the language to communicate is making her stand out in the competition. And she's got everything else. She's constantly experimenting with her looks, her hairstyles, her statement earrings, her statement jeans, like I said. So I absolutely love her. And one of my first and easiest choices, if I had to make a top 5, she would be in it. The next girl who's on my top 20 is quite a popular and favorite of many pageant fans. I'm talking about Daisykund. And she also bagged top 5 in Best Ramp Walk and top 5 in Best in Speech, the only contestant in the competition who has been in the top 5 of both those categories, which says a lot. So I'm pretty sure that she's moving on to top 20 and even further in the competition. Now with Daisy, the hype was there before she even arrived at the competition. And I will say she's living up to the hype because that's a lot of pressure for a contestant. And we're also always curious to see whether the popularity is backed by the performance. In Daisy's case, it is. But one piece of advice, like I said, I would share for contestants is her interpersonal skills is something that she could work on. And also the clarity of speech. In a couple of places, I feel like sometimes I'm not really able to guess, like, is that the word you said? And I feel like that could be just moving the needle for her and an improvement that she can make. The next girl, also a popular favorite and also someone that she's growing on me. And that is Chaya Work. Now, in the beginning, we weren't getting to see a lot of Chaya post on social media. No idea why that is. But now she's started to post a little bit on social media. I'm getting to see more of her. She recently bagged top 5 in speech category, which I guess was pretty obvious. We saw that coming. We've seen her interviews. She's an amazing speaker and also so eloquent. She also placed top 5 in the talent round. And when I saw her talent round, I mean, I get why, because it was such an energetic, captivating performance. I absolutely love that. I guess what Chaya's strategy seems to be is that she's shining where she needs to shine. And maybe she's just a person who's playing low key. At least that's what it feels like on the gram. And I know that Instagram is not a clear reflection of what the competition is. Trust me, I've got so much FOMO. I wish I was there. The competition is also now happening. The second chapter of the competition is happening at Grand Unyara in Jaipur, which was also my wedding venue. If you guys have seen my wedding video, you guys will recognize the place. And so it brings back so many memories. But let's come back to the topic. So Chaya had one of the best introduction videos, in my opinion. Her articulation, her choice of words is something that everybody admires about her. And I think she would definitely be in top 20. But I do think that if Glam Anand was looking for the best person to represent their organization, not just at Miss Universe, but there's also so much of the reign afterwards, I want to see the contestants also show that skill set in the competition. The next girl who has made it to my list is Chaya, who is Miss Universe India Tripura. She's the only contestant in the competition and in this batch that is defying beauty norms, and she is slaying like a boss. Since day one, I even really liked her arrival outfit, and I really think that she's got some very intelligent styling choices that she's making with the silhouette of the outfit, or whether it's with the colors and just the cuts. It's just very, very smart. She understands her body type. She knows what's going to look good in the competition, or in general. She's got a great taste and great styling sense. She also placed top 5 in the talent category, which I love. And her introduction video also shows how composed she is. And I really like the way she speaks with a lot of intent, and it makes me really want to listen to her, and I really like that. And regardless of how far she gets in the competition, I feel like she's really broken barriers and she's created a legacy of her own. I also noticed that her walk was not the greatest when she started off, but we love a hard worker and her walk has improved so much. Hats off to her. The next and easy choice for top 20 is Sanjana Vij, also a dear friend of mine. She's got the face card, obviously, and she's also quite a popular among pageant fans. I do feel like she's got this effortless confidence always, which is what I have admired. Even with her communication skills, it's not like she has to try so hard. All of the pageant skills that you need to be a title holder, all of that comes so naturally to Sanjana. And even she's experimenting with her looks in the competition. I love the fact that this entire batch has, at least the first 3 days, this is what the information I have, is that they had professional hair and makeup artists, and they're allowed to have, even hired help for the glam team, at least in this competition, which is not something that used to happen at Miss Universe India in previous years. So I'm liking that the girls are able to glam up and have professional help to do so, and that's definitely amping up the glam quotient of the contestants in general. The next girl on my list is Anamika Bora, and she's got this very endearing personality. I noticed her facial features very early on in the competition, and I was kind of hoping to see more of her, and now that so much of the competition has passed, she's definitely someone who I would see in top 20. I will advise her to speak a little slowly because I felt like she was rushing just a little bit in a few places. And also, I haven't seen fierce. Right now, she's given us cute, she's given us happy and soft, but I feel like she has this potential of fierceness, and I'm seeing a little bit of a resemblance with an ex-Miss Universe Thailand. The name is, I'm just completely missing it right now. And so I see the potential in her to be fierce. I hope that she delivers that on stage when she needs it. The next girl is Janvi Singh. I call her the performer of the batch because her stage presence, even her on-screen presence, she's in it. You can sense how badly she wants this crown through the screen, and I absolutely love that about her. She's so hardworking. Sometimes I'm feeling that her wardrobe pieces Some of them are absolutely stunning and she just knocks it out of the park. And then some of them were a little miss. And so what I felt is that she's a warm tone girl, and if she sticks to more of color palettes and tones that suit her complexion, it's an absolute hit. But sometimes she goes with cool tones, and I don't think that was flattering in my opinion. Of course, I love girls who experiment, but sometimes I feel like this didn't really work the way it was probably there in your head. But despite this minor correction, if I may say so, I think she's the only contestant who I feel shows up every single time. And Janvi in this batch reminds me a lot of Ritika Khatnani, and she has that quality that you will just never be disappointed by what she's doing in the competition. She's always giving you what you want. She's the one who's making this competition really interesting to watch, honestly. The next girl on my list is Vachi Parik. She was also one of my favorites when I picked my favorites for the best ramp walk in this competition, and I'm so happy to see that she actually bagged top 5 in best ramp walk in the competition. Very obvious, I wasn't even surprised. She's your sporty, cool, chic girl. She's bringing her past pageant experience now and using that in the competition. She's a very good spokesperson for Glamanand organization that I have noticed. They would be really lucky to have her. In general, I feel like she could be a great contestant for top 3. And I love that she's like living her best life in the competition, gives you main character energy all the time. The only piece of advice I have for Vachi is her walk is excellent. She could, however, work on her posing skills. In photo shoots is where I feel like, girl, give me universe energy. The next candidate on the top 20 list is also a student of mine who I feel very honored to have worked with because I'm a huge fan of her too. And that is Ojas Sharma. We've seen her in Diva before, but now this is like Ojasvi 2.0. I love the beachy, wavy, curly hair that's got going on. And I do think that she definitely looks better in open hair than tied. Somehow it's just the way her face structure is probably. But other than that, she's bringing in her energy. She's being herself. She's having fun this time in the competition. She also made it into the top 5 of the best ramp walk sub contest, which is not a surprise. And I gotta say, her introduction video makes her stand out because she's one of the most natural speakers. I remember she does this one thing where she's like, beauty is not about how you look and something like that. But it was just such a unique gesture in the introduction video, and I absolutely love that. She's got a really strong advocacy. So Ojasvi for me is like an all-rounder. She's a package. So I mean, it would be surprising if she's not in top 5 or top 10 even. The 10th girl who made it to my top 20 list, although this list is in no particular order, but I love this girl. It's Shivali Patel. And in the beginning, I wasn't really sure because before the competition, her social media was pretty empty and I was just like, show me who you are. Now that she's in it, oh my God. Some of the most beautiful captions. I love listening to every single word, and her introduction video, the content, what she said in the introduction video, I feel like she's the most authentic, kind-hearted person in the competition because I feel like hugging Shivali, and she really resonates with me as someone who has a strong work ethic, has a heart of gold, and she also brings in the glam quotient. I've been enjoying her monochromatic looks, especially. She's also performing when she needs to. She's got the strong candidate skills, and then she's also having fun with the girlies. And I don't see that balance a lot because sometimes you feel like in a competition, like if you're a really strong candidate, do I still see you having fun? Do I still feel that you're not just there to compete? And Shivali is one of those girls. The next girl who makes it to top 20 is Shataki, who's also a student of mine, and I've been working with her for her interview preparation. I love the confidence that Shataki brings to the competition, and also the quality about her, which is why I think she will make it to top 20, is her relentlessness. Because I know almost like a lot of the behind the scenes of the competition through her also, and her performance and her experiences. And I know for a fact that there are so many obstacles happening, but nothing affects this girl's confidence. And that is such a unique and rare quality to find in a woman. She's got a super inspiring story from working at KPMG to coming to Miss Universe India. There is so much that she has accomplished, and I hope the organization sees that. The next girl on my top 20 list is Thupten. I think I have fallen in love with saying Tashi Delek. So Tashi Delek to you too, Thupten. And I've been loving her. Okay, so like her wardrobe, Beautiful, beautiful. She is so stunning. I love the happiness that she brings everywhere she goes. She is an amazing speaker from the northeast part of the country, and I really hope for more representation of northeastern candidates this time in the competition. I want to see, because we've got so many strong contestants this time. So I think that Tuptain is definitely a contestant who should place very high in the competition. Another girl who really stood out to me when it comes to the northeast part of the country is Dano B. She's an extremely confident speaker. I love how she pauses and has like a lot of weight in the way she speaks. And she's also been trying a lot of new styles with her hair, and her walk is really strong. What I noticed with her walk, which is something that I think it's so subtle, but this nuance really matters when it comes to those judges scoring you on stage, is that Danube has just the right amount of pause when it comes to the pose while she's doing the walk. So I know for a fact that she's gonna get all of those good stage performance pictures, because if you don't stop for just enough time, sometimes you don't get that picture, you don't capture that moment. She's got that. She really knows what she's doing when it comes to her on-screen presence. She's also got a great wardrobe, and she's consistently but slowly and gradually climbing up the ladder. The next contestant on my list is Aksa Varghese. I've been watching her since the day she was crowned as the Kerala winner. And I did love her arrival look. Obviously, like day one was like a huge day for first impressions. I do have advice for Aksa. She's an amazing speaker. However, the way the pageant works is you also got to be able to perform on stage. And right now, I just want more energy from Aksa. I just want more universe, because I feel like she's a little too mellow. Unless she amps up the game and completely turns it up on stage. Also, I feel like Aksa could experiment with her styling just a little bit, because like she's got the face card, but I've been seeing the same hair and makeup and styling for a while, so that's something to keep a note of too. The next contestant on my list is Kanak Agri, a student of mine again, and someone who I've worked with over the years. One of the most prepared candidates to bring into the competition. Her accessories, something I've been loving. I mean, I know for a fact that her wardrobe had a lot of hard work behind it, but what I've been loving is also her accessories. If you pay attention to that, she's got a very unique style game, and her introduction video also was very, very good. I do feel that she could have some voice modulation training further to just move her from here to the category of contestants who I would see on an international stage, because sometimes your voice and the way you speak from your diaphragm can really make a difference. The next contestant, who was also quite a popular and fan favorite girl before the competition, is Ria Singa. She's definitely in top 20 for me, because just look at her. She's got the walk, the talk, she's confident, she's beautiful, she's stunning, and there's everything. So I don't really have a lot to highlight, because she's like an overall package. But if I had to advise Ria on something, it's the cohesiveness and the relatability in her story. Because the only thing that stood out to me from her introduction video, which is one of the best videos out there, because she has the mannerism and the stage presence, but sometimes two sentences didn't really make sense one after the other. And so that's the cohesiveness that I'm looking for, because it sounded like sometimes, you can be a little too prepared for the competition. And that's a feedback that a lot of contestants do get, that you were amazing, then why didn't you win? And when someone says that you're too prepared, it usually means that you're not relatable. And I have an inkling of a feeling that, with Ria, I haven't sensed any relatability. I feel like I know so much about her, and yet I don't know who she really is. The next girl who I'm rooting for is Priya Goyle. She got the title a little later than other contestants, so she did get lesser time than the other contestants to probably prepare so much for the competition, but it doesn't look like that. Her wardrobe definitely looks like she had months to prepare. She is absolutely stunning. I would love to see more hairstyles, because maybe it's just me, or at least on the gram, I've only seen tied and sleek hair looks when it comes to Prakshi. But other than that, I've been really enjoying her looks, her confidence. I will want her to have more of a positive and inspiring touch to her story, because I've in fact been able to talk to Prakshi too. I remember she booked a consultation session with me a long time ago, and we were discussing her that time pageant performance. And what I'm looking for is, give me something refreshing, just because I see so much potential, but I also don't want her to sound like a pageant girl at the same time. But this batch, when I'm looking at this batch, I'm very happy with the Miss Universe India competition right now because there are so many different personalities that I feel like if you stick to the old patterns, it might not always work, even though you got the potential. The next girl, who I probably will admit hadn't noticed in the beginning, but then with the competition progressing, she's got my eye, and that girl is Pranjal Priya. She's been putting in the work on her walk, which is very, very evident. And so kudos to Pranjal. She also placed top 5 in the best ramp walk category. And so that hard work definitely translated into success. I do feel that for a 19-year-old, Pranjal is wise beyond her years. However, I'm giving advice to every contestant, and with Pranjal, I feel like a little bit of help with styling, and if she has the right guidance, because she is 19 and she's competing with a batch where there is no age limit. And so obviously you cannot compete with the maturity that time and age gives you. And so that's, I think that difference is pretty evident to me. You can tell that she's on the younger side, and that can be a plus or a minus. Like I said, she's wise beyond her years, but at the same time, the experience teaches you how to show up at a competition. I think that would definitely be something that maybe the organization can guide her with it. Like someone needs to mentor her through that so that she's ready for universe, because she's definitely got the potential here. The next contestant who made it to the list is Angel Batal, who also mentions that she's one of the oldest contestants in this batch of Miss Universe India. I'm so glad that the age limit has been removed because we have so many good quality contestants out there, and it makes me very happy to see Angel coming in and still pursuing her dream. And she's also been performing quite consistently, also placed top 5 in the speech category. She knows what she's doing. I've seen her get trained for walk with a very popular ramp walk coach as well. And so I'm pretty sure that she's going to deliver and show us some really good performance on stage. And the last contestant who also recently caught my eye is Manni Nang from Rajasthan. I fell in love with her when I heard her introduction video. I will admit that she's probably hasn't stood out to me before, but when I saw her introduction video, the way she expresses her thoughts is very, very unique, and I really like that. And the introduction video wasn't just a one-time fluke, because she also got top 5 in best speech category. So that definitely tells me that she's a strong communicator. She also gives me a little bit of Ananya Pandey vibes in a lot of her videos and photos. Comment down below, do you also feel that happens? Or is it just me? I see some resemblance there. But then, so the thing is, when you have a face like that, sometimes you can look like a baby, and I want Manni to have better styling. So start experimenting, because I mean, it's not a bad thing that you look that young, because just work with styling better, because you're also going to Universe, and the kind of contestants that we've seen at Universe, you probably want to be able to take up space, and that's what I think Manni needs to work on. And so those were my top 20 favorites from the Miss Universe India competition. I do have other contestants. I wish I could have included them in the list because I'm rooting for them too. But I'm definitely excited. I mean, because see, the competition's still going on. They're going to have their personal interviews. That hasn't happened yet, and that's such a game changer round. I love how it's going to be groups of 3, and they've announced those groups of 3. So love the Glam Anand team for that kind of transparency, because we don't get to know the groups beforehand, right? Like organizations don't usually post that. I love that that's happening. Comment down your favorites from the competition and this batch. Let's chat. Give me all the juicy updates. If you've got some information that I don't know about, my inbox is always open for a very healthy debate on who your favorites are in the competition. And I wish that the best lady may win. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.